Welcome to the Pearls of Wisdom podcast, brought to you by Southern Jewelry News and Jewelry Store Marketers. Hello everyone, this is Guy with Jewelry Store Marketers, and I am here with another episode of the Pearls of Wisdom Jewelry podcast. And my lovely co-host Elisa Dillon is not with us today. She's on a beach with her grandson and hope she's having fun. But I do have Erika Godfrey of Hawthorne Jewelry here with us today, and certainly, appreciate you coming on here. Thank you, Erika. Welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah. We read about you in Southern Jewelry News, and there's been looks like you guys have been around for quite a while now. And could you tell us about your store?
Yeah, you bet. We're located in Kearney, Nebraska, so south central Nebraska, with cornfields all around us. We're not a very big city, about 35,000 people. We are in a downtown location. We've been around for 145 years. And we're right next door to our original storefront. So we haven't even moved that far.
Okay, great. Well, fantastic. And I think there was an article came out a while back, about 5 years. You make Hawthorne Jewelry makes 140 look good at that time. So congratulations.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you, a lot of history in the store, and reading through the article, I guess it was always part of your family, and the history and the things going on in the store, but you didn't want to let it go away.
Right.
You wanted to keep the family tradition running.
Yeah, so. Yeah, I didn't realize that when I was younger until it was almost not part of the family anymore. Yeah.
Is there any really memorable stuff from the store? Or I'm sure there are plenty.
Well, I have one that we just had something really cool just happened to us. So back in, let's see. Okay, I'm in my 50s. I shouldn't say that out loud, but I'm having to do mental math right now. So probably back in like late 70s, maybe early 80s, my dad had 3 original clocks that were part of the Hawthorne store from 1878. Wow. And there was one, it was a jeweler's regulator that's like 8 feet in length. It's huge. It's gorgeous. And it always hung on the wall. And he sold it to take us on vacation that summer. And so I don't remember seeing it. I don't remember anything about it, but sold it. He kind of always regretted it. And back in June, I would say, I had an older gentleman come into the store almost at quitting time. And he says, "I want to talk to the owner. I think I have a clock she wants to buy." And I thought, oh no, I'm trying to do some bookwork and finish up for the day. Do I want to talk to this guy? So I did go out there and I talked to him, and he said he has a clock that has the name Hawthorne on it. And we have over the years had a lot of phone calls about people who have watches that are Hawthorne, and that's usually from the East Coast. I don't know anything about those watches. So anyhow, I said, I doubt very much that it's our clock or anything. And I didn't even really connect the dots right away until he showed me a picture of it. And I thought, is it? Probably not. So I kind of forgot about it. And then I had a buying show to go to. So I went to the RJO show and came back a couple weeks later. And one Saturday morning, I got a text from him. And he's like, "Have you done any research? Have you looked for the picture of this clock?" And I was down here at the store. And so I ran to the back and searched through some old photos that we have. And sure enough, it was the clock. So my dad had sold it to a gentleman in Missouri, I believe. And this older gentleman had been at an auction for this guy's stuff and had found it. And he said he likes to buy antique clocks. And anyhow, he bought it, returned it to us when we have it hanging on our wall now. Oh, and it still keeps time.
All right. Fantastic. So that was from the 1800s?
1878.
Got it. Wow, amazing. Who opened Hawthorne Jewelry?
So the first person, I'll go put my
No worries.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay. Sorry about that.
no worries. We can trim it down. No
Okay.
problem. So tell me who started the store?
The original owner of our store, his name was JD Hawthorne. He originally came from Canada, made it to Iowa, and then settled in Nebraska.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And then at some point, when did so he's not part of the family?
No, he's
He,
not.
okay.
He he sold it, or his son ended up with it for a short while, and
Mm-hmm.
then for maybe not even a year, I don't have my dates for sure, there was one gentleman that owned it, but then he had a heart attack. So my grandparents' brothers, my grandpa's brothers, and himself, they came in and they purchased the store. And then my grandpa bought it from his brothers, and he and my grandma worked in it, my dad, and now myself
Got
and
it.
my brother's our bench jeweler.
All right. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We still
So
do. Oh, I don't mean to
yeah.
interrupt. We
No,
do
go
still
ahead.
have contact with one of the Hawthorne family members.
Oh,
So they're
really?
out in
Oh, that's
California.
great.
Yeah. So that's kind of fun
That,
too.
that's fantastic. So now you guys have been around for a while. What keeps the place? I mean, you got a lot of history. I'm sure you have a lot of customers that throughout the years have worked with your family, and that must be really amazing. But what keeps the vibe of Hawthorne Jewelry alive? I mean, what is it that people come in for?
Well, I'd love to say it's because we have amazing jewelry that everybody loves and wants wants it all the time. I think we do work really hard on selection, but I also think it's the attitude and the energy that people have when they come in here. I really I think it's really important to bring energy to the person walking in, rather than waiting for the customer to be excited. We sell
Right.
something that no one needs. So,
Hmm.
we have beautiful rocks and pretty metal, and it's up to us to really value the person that's walking through the door.
Right, right. Fantastic. So you've been the owner of Hawthorne Jewelry for uh, over 20 years now.
Yeah.
Did I read
Yeah.
that right? Oh,
I
right.
was just doing the math the other day, actually. I don't remember my real first start date, but I think 26 years.
26 years. All right. Well, congratulations. And the store is doing well, obviously.
Store's doing well.
Fantastic.
I cannot
What
complain.
what 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 what's been the biggest changes throughout your time as the owner? I mean, technology and lab grown. I mean, obviously that's a big topic.
That's a big thing right now, I would say.
No, no
Yeah.
kidding.
But the changes, I think, um, there's so many. I think for me, when I look back on it, it starts with point of sale. I mean, I remember handwriting tickets, and for me, when I have to key something in, my memory isn't the same as when I write it down. So using our point of sale and having the growth from that, because I always try to remember my customers, and I don't do as well when I'm keying it into the computer. But the computer is a wonderful thing to have. So that the ability to use and to clientele to do a lot of different things with the computer and technology is
Hmm.
really important. Um, I remember, I think one of the biggest things for me during my growing up as a business owner and making decisions, probably one of the biggest things for me was when gold skyrocketed and we saw the introduction of titanium and alternative metals, and our price for a men's gold wedding band got cut in half, but not necessarily did our customers increase. And
Right.
so the the knee jerk reaction in the industry really opened my eyes. I think that was probably one of the biggest things.
Right. Right. Um, eh, eh, for other jewelers that are listening and hoping to get, you know, have a long history like you guys, what advice would you have for jewelers these days? Is there, I know
Yeah.
that's a pretty broad
Well, I was trying to decide
topic.
how serious I like work all the time. No.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
no, I think definitely having that work ethic, as small business owners, I don't care what industry you're in, we take on a lot of responsibility, whether that's, you know, cleaning toilets and taking out the trash to
Of
paying
course.
bills and working with customers, and always that continual learning though. For me, that is the most important thing. I love to be involved in this industry. It is hands down, I'm unemployable anywhere else. I always say that because I absolutely love this industry. So
Yeah.
being involved, knowing, having other jewelers to talk to, having your longtime vendors that, your reliable relationships with, I think that's so important. But you're always expanding.
Right. Exactly. Fantastic. What are the big what's your go-to product these days, or what's really moving for you?
Well, I know lab is controversial, but we did choose to start selling lab, and it has been a very interesting. I think that's probably the best word I would use. It's an interesting product for us.
Right.
I will
Yeah.
say I resisted it at first. I also resisted buying gold, and I had a friend of mine who's a jeweler. He's since retired now, but he was one of my mentors, and he asked me one day, "Why aren't you buying gold?" And I said, I don't want to. I don't know how to do it. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
do something wrong if it's stolen." He's like, "Erica, what is your goal? Is your goal to serve your customers?" And I said, "Absolutely." And he said, "Well, if they're coming in asking for something, why aren't you providing it?" Now, there's a little difference between lab grown. I know controversy is really interesting, and I think that there's validity on both sides of that
Yeah.
fence. But
Mm-hmm.
for us, it's been a really good thing. It's brought in a lot of youth, people,
That's
but it's
great.
also been brought in people in their 50s and 60s, my age, and it's those women are starting to buy larger stones and enjoy
Right.
them. So there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of opportunity that way. So we've met new people. I think
Sure.
that's something really interesting, and I think the
Right.
custom hands-on approach with our clients is really important.
Right. Is there a certain sales technique or sales strategy that you use when selling diamonds, um, and with lab grown? Is there something specific that you guys
Yeah, I
do
would
with
say there's
clients?
there's
Yeah.
probably a couple of things. I think
Mm-hmm.
first and foremost, I always expect my staff to really pay attention to what the client's needs are. What
Right.
are they wanting? Are we showing the proper things? Are we explaining things the way they need to hear it? I think that's first and foremost the most important thing. One thing that we do, we just got back from Europe. We go overseas on our annual buying trip.
Mm-hmm.
So we're able to do that again. And that works really well. We go and handpick colored stones as well. And our customers, again, that personal jeweler experience, I guess, where we're
Yeah.
kind of white gloving the stone and handpicking it. I think that creates so many stories, and that's
Right.
what jewelry is all about at the end of the day.
Exactly. That's amazing.
Good.
Well, how's this Let It Snow promotion work? What
Well,
is, yeah.
yeah. So we use million dollar media. Sorry about that.
Mm-hmm.
And they let us choose where we want to measure the snowfall, what date we want to measure the snowfall, how many inches do we want it to snow, for it to qualify. And basically, we can set our parameters. If you want to do repairs included, if not, that's fine too. But we do everything. And if it snows 3 inches or more on New Year's Eve day in that 24-hour period, you get your money back.
All right. Look
So
at that. That's pretty interesting.
yeah, and we always
That's
have little specials and things like that too. Some people
yeah.
don't want to opt into it. That's totally fine.
Right. Right. How important is it to your yearly, activity marketing? Is it to do promotions and events?
Well, I always want to be adding to our calendar, or updating or doing something better than we did the year before. I
Yeah.
think that's really important. Like I said, we're in a small town. I would say we try to do one thing quarterly, and we try to do one thing really well quarterly.
Mm-hmm.
And I always want to expand on it. But October, November, December are, obviously the busy seasons. So we really hammer, and we have lots of stuff going on during those months, whether it's a weekend thing or a month long promotion.
Right. Sounds good. When it comes to driving in or bringing in more customers, obviously a lot of people know you, but what are the different marketing avenues that you guys use that um, you feel that works for you?
Marketing is really tough for me. I am probably the worst person to talk to. My poor sales reps when they come in to do marketing with me, I just kind of glaze over. But we are very successful on digital media. We are
That's great.
successful with like the social media aspects, and we
Right.
do fantastically well with television.
Oh,
One,
wow. That's
yeah,
great.
one thing that we do with television, we have our local ABC affiliate. Um,
Mm-hmm.
they do a morning talk show similar to Good Morning America,
Yeah.
and we're on that probably at least once a month.
Oh,
And
really?
that is a
Wow.
fantastic, I've done it for, gosh, we've been talking to them for easily 15 years.
Sounds good. So you're a local celebrity then.
Well, I don't know about that, but it does let people see your voice and see your face, hear your voice, and really get familiar with who you are. So people a lot
Yeah.
of times think they know us, which is what I think is really important. We want them to feel
Yeah.
comfortable coming in the store.
Right, right. So branding and exposure of the company and the store, that's it sounds like it's a major part of your strategy to keep customers coming in.
Absolutely it
That's
is. And that's something where I probably over the years have lacked the most because I
hmm
just don't know how to do it well and the I don't have the personal interest. It's too intangible for me. So my staff is fantastic with that. We really
fantastic.
watch my staff tells me, "Okay, we're looking at all of these analytics and doing all of this stuff." The promotions are really important and again,
Yeah,
just trying to be available all the time.
fantastic, fantastic. Um, and so that's really good. You said you mentioned RJO, and are you a longtime member of the RJO
We are.
group?
Yep. Yep.
Fantastic,
Sit on the board
fantastic.
of directors for RJO,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's so I'm going to tell you, it's a it's a fantastic organization made up of wonderful retailers and vendors.
Well, I am certainly happy to be an approved vendor for
Yes,
RJO, and it's an awesome group, and had fun in Philly, and look forward to Palm Springs.
yeah, yeah, it'll be
So,
wonderful. Great
yeah,
timing.
that's going to be great. If there's a lot of jewelers out there that are um, maybe looking to improve and looking for suggestions, and I even saw maybe on JHJ people saying, "What are you guys doing for marketing this holiday?" But some jewelers don't do marketing, and some are not doing enough. Some are lost, and I guess the question is simple. Do you think that jewelers should be doing marketing for their jewelry store?
Absolutely. I think relevancy, we have so much information passed to us every day, right in front of our face, and we don't even register all of it. So I think marketing is very important. I think it's invaluable to what we do. It
Mm-hmm.
explains to people who we are, what we're capable of doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Exactly. Is there any new hot product that you feel like it's gonna fly off the shelf this holiday?
Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, I have. I have some I have some great Basali pieces. I have some amazing Allison Kaufman pieces. I just put in Jorge Revilla. I'm really excited about that as a kind of a lower midpoint for our silver.
hmm
I just brought back some fantastic colored stones that I am hoping to get put up into some custom designs here before the holidays and then really work that too. I think that's really fun because it's a little bit more unique, one of a kind pieces.
hmm
That's
Right.
probably my big excitement right now.
Right. Right. Fantastic. That's great. How to keep your staff motivated and happy? Is how's culture in the store?
Well, I I like to say that it's wonderful because my staff is amazing. I love everybody. So I think as far as culture in the store, again, we're very high energy, very focused on the tasks that need to get done, the customers that we want to serve, getting in touch with them. But I think that we just have fun. I mean, we'll we're gonna get ready to have our little pre-Christmas meeting one evening coming up here shortly, and we'll do something fun for that. I don't know. That's a question you might have to ask them.
Right, right. Sounds good. Well, I mean, you don't stick around for 140 years because you're fumbling along and you're getting lucky. Can't get lucky that long. You're
Some
doing
days it
something
feels
right.
like it, though, right?
Well,
It's such a great place to be. I love this
it is.
industry.
It is. It is. It's really cool, and there's a lot to know. And someone told me recently, it's not just like a reselling business. Like you're a doctor or a lawyer. You really need to have some very specific knowledge about the product you sell, and and it's great. And you're part of people's like major milestones and life events.
Absolutely.
And so that's awesome. Well, I certainly appreciate you coming on and telling us about your store and your history and what's working for you. We might have to love to keep follow up on your social media and see about all those cool events that you guys are doing, because I do see some that you have posted on social media. So thank you so much for joining us here and telling us about your store and giving some tidbits of knowledge.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, certainly glad to have you here, and hope look forward to hearing Hawthorne Jewelry in 200 years and beyond.
I don't know if I'll make it around for that, but I'll sure try.
I see in the article in Southern Jewelry News a picture of you and your daughter. Is there any future jewelers? Yeah.
I don't know.
Not
I
sure.
don't know. We'll
It's hard
see.
to say.
It's hard to
Right.
say.
That's a big topic also, your succession,
Very big
and
target. Yep.
obviously some don't have the family or people that want to take over. So fantastic that you stepped up, and now it's part of your life, and hopefully it'll
And
be
that
part of your...
succession planning is creeping in on me pretty quick. It's something that I'm having to really start thinking about pretty hard.
Yeah. Well, you got your youngest daughter, and you got see if some people come through and want to take over the family business someday. So, congratulations on all the success.
Thanks, Guy.
On amazing business and 140 years. That's awesome, and I know you're going to do great in this holiday season, and so. Thank you. Make sure anyone listening to check out Hawthorne Jewelers. I think it's hawthornejewelry.com.
Right.
Check them out on social media. Give them some love. Love all, like and comment on all their posts. And, say hi to Erika once in a while. And thank you so much for joining us here on the podcast, Erika. And, of course, anyone listening also, check out Southern Jewelry News. Check out all the great news on the website and the Southern Jewelry News and Mid-America Jewelry News that comes out. Hopefully we'll have a story about Erika and her store in SJN soon. But thank you so much for joining us, and it was fun learning about your store, and we look forward to talking to you again soon, Erika.
I appreciate it.
All right, everyone. Thank you. This is another episode of the Pearls of Wisdom Jewelry Podcast. Thanks. Check us out, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening to the Pearls of Wisdom Jewelry Podcast. For more information about the show, please visit southernjewelrynews.com/podcast, brought to you by Southern Jewelry News and Jewelry Store Marketers. Make sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so you can catch the next show. See you then.